Oh, good morning. It is Dylan, and I did not expect such a sudden stop to the music, but that's okay. I think that was just a mistake on my part. But as we get ourselves logged in to Minecraft here, there we go. Okay. So you can see I was playing around with carpet last night just a little bit. We haven't got much more than we had the last time. Yeah. So I will get myself right on into it today. That was a bit of a surprise jump in. Yeah, we're all good. Alrighty, so I know I've got a little bit I can show. So we're slowly making our way across. I've got a couple more rows of his face done. Just still working my way around the beacon in the middle. So that's part of why it's a bit behind. I did a bit less yesterday because I was, as usual, fighting with a tech issue. And I can't say I got it solved because, you know, knock on wood, and there's some wood here. Okay. My desktop is actually glass, so knocking on that would not have been helpful. Let's see what I got. I just forgot to launch my own chat.
Oh, hello there.
Good morning, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Hope you're doing well today. I may have got the other thing to cooperate this morning back its usual spot for now, so we'll see whether or not it wants to cooperate later on. All right. Okay. So, my brain just went blank. That's okay. Think of anything critical, so let's just fill out extra apps and be on our road. Wanted to show you just very, very briefly what it is that I've been using to work on with this thing. So I tried to get it done once before, and we'll see how well it looks on the screen this time. But as I'm running around on the ground level, you know, placing carpets and such, now the picture's upside down. But I usually use, where is it here? Reference. This one? Yep, there we go. So you can see that I've got a very dark picture there, and then it's lighter on the right-hand side. That's to help me outline exactly where I'm at. And then at the moment, you can see I'm on the return. So I was working on blue, and I turn myself a little bit to the right here. You can sort of see that it lines up with the picture right at the top. And I was just about ready to move the picture again. So I'm almost at the top of this blue section. Where am I here? Do gray. Okay, so anyways, you go along, you place your carpets. And then on that screen, I can press the lower arrow and it'll move one row to the right. And so I've been manually doing the scrolling up and down, just as I get to the end of a chunk, and then the end of a section of that screen. And then moving it, you know, back again if I need to go around something or whatever. But that's how I've been dealing with it, is piece by piece by piece. And that should, hopefully, get me closer to this picture. So let's turn off this one. Map. See how close we're getting. Yep. So we're starting to get there. There's still, of course, the repair section and repeat to finish in the back where we started. But we're not doing half bad. So yeah. But today's project is once again more over in this direction. And I believe we're over the water just to the west of the horrible thing. You can see there's one little square. Oh, up there. This. That's actually, I think, where we are. I'm not sure exactly, but I think that's where we are. Because down here, the water's a little bit lower than it is behind. So, up on the topography, yeah, there's the white spot. So it's a little bit lower in some of these spots because it goes down into a hole. But mostly we're in about 47, 48. So that's why I'm using that zone. And that's where we're headed next. All right. Turn off one. Get back at it. Right. I'm just gonna take a second to put these carpets away. I put the last batch away in the shack, and that's not gonna help me get anything done because I end up spending so much time running back and forth looking for carpets. Okay. Thought I did. Well, whatever. Back. Okay. Okay. You can see that I fill up the inventory with whatever color I'm working with. We're at a point where being in the middle of the picture, even though there's large chunks of one color or another, we do still need to fill up with a bunch of different colors. And we never seem to have the right spots, or the right colors in the right spots when we need them. Extra carrot. I must pick that up from a zombie. Back. What else have I got over here? Need. Like things back where they start, where they need to be to begin with, and then I'll move them afterwards. Oh, right. The next piece of today's project. I think the box up there. I need to go and get some sensors made. So we're headed off to the old farm because I have, or mob farm because I have extra bows, as you do in that sort of thing. And we're going to see if we can get those out of there to make dispensers with. Otherwise, I'll go buy some or make some, but I'd rather not if I don't have to. I had a boat, but I accidentally left it over there. Because crossing the river here doesn't take very long, particularly when I can swim. And yesterday, I was jumping in the afternoon, just doing a little bit of work. And unfortunately, I had a spider jump in with me. Daytime. I had just slept away the night. But I had a couple of spiders that wanted to bug me. I got up, and one of them promptly sat on my bed. And then following that, another one, I said, okay, I'll go in the boat, whatever, and I'll back to shore and go do what I need to do. Keep on going. And the other one came up and tried to jump in the boat with me. As it, well, succeeded, but of course then I kicked him out again.
Hello.
Good morning, Benson. How are you this morning? Pleased to see you as always. And I have just realized that I have no tunage. I also do not know if you guys have game sounds, so when I get to the top of this ladder, I'll check it, because stopping in the middle is not so effective. Ooh. By the way, I did get to see your new phone cover you mentioned the other day. Looks fantastic. I love it. The art came out really, really well, and hopefully the case will be fairly durable without rubbing off too much of your art, because I really like the way it worked out. I'd like to see you be able to keep that one for a while. Ah, okay, so we want a new question of the day. Oh, guess what I didn't bring with me? Okay, well, that's good. Let's go with what we actually came for. Thought I had bows. Bows. Okay, not there. Everything but that. Never sniff at string. It looks like it's going to be pretty good so far. Yeah, it does. Bows in here. Well, I got a few. I'm only short 3. That's not bad. Not bad. Okay. Do not like this. I have zombies everywhere, but itch. There we go. Uh-oh. Ow. And I have a spider that likes me. Fantastic. Go away. Can I breathe again? Right. There's the pole for the new location. But I do yeah, I do think I need scaffolding. What other materials? It's funny, I was playing Valheim yesterday, and just as usual, the run and crouch speeds and whatever feel different between the two games, notably so. So I'm running in this one, but it kind of doesn't feel like it. On the other hand, the other game yesterday felt really slow, and I got killed. I was discussing with my son yesterday, and son and daughter lunch. They noticed something that I apparently had not. Inconveniently, just as I was about to um, try and take on a skeleton and get my gear back and everything, yeah, I was dumb and let my all my food run out, which severely chops both my stamina and my health to very low states. So not such a great plan. Right. Ring. Going to have redstone. Leave cobblestone. Chop some. Really? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes. Now I think I need 10. Sort of. So one else fails, it's just away. Answer. Nest is a good place to start. Okay. I can spell Spencer. Um. Oh, right. Get that in the. Aha. It doesn't think I have the right bows, but that in there. Proper. Perfect. One. Oh, they just stack. 6. Perfect. Okay. If that's what I need, what I'm gonna do is. Oh, it's not showing. Okay. Map. Addicts. On. Figure. Skill list. Fresh. Do 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 do. loaded today? Right one. Okay, fine. That way. It could be that I'm carrying a. Oh no, I'm not carrying a stick, but I do have a stick, of course. I need 10, possibly an 11th. Oh, okay. Shift key down. Go. Do, do. Oh shoot, I made the wrong thing. The dropper back because I won't need it. That. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you, PP Zerk? What are you using to track the products and materials? I'm actually using Lightmatica. I normally have it turned off just because it does weird things when you pick up a stick, as that's their major. Okay, well, we'll pretend that doesn't matter. When I see it on site, in here, nothing. Okay, good. When I see it on site, it seems to eventually load things, so I'm not going to worry too much. Lime carpets I don't need, that's why it's in there. I'll just leave it there, it's not hurting anybody. Ditch extra stuff I don't need, just because I don't want to lose things. String. Never know when you're going to need more cobble. 2. Excellent plan. 4. You know what? Stick apart the stacks. That's probably the easiest. We'll start with the easiest and then move on to the craziest. All right. There. I want one stick. Rest of the stuff away. And rest. Where did you belong? Down here. Okay. That will eventually go away, I think. Oh. Oop. No, apparently not. Fine. Fine. Don't care. Oh, yeah. King of the Hill is actually done as a point redeem that A, I actually did get quiet during that, as in I stopped talking. And B, that I haven't figured out how to make taller than I thought. Haven't figured out how to make that one duck my voice because it's actually coming out through the bot rather than through the regular thing. So best I can do actually at the moment is probably double check. She wouldn't do that. To double check the level of the redeem sounds just to make sure that they're ducking my voice properly. But yeah, it really doesn't help if I just hush up during that, which is a bit of a funny habit I've got. around the end. I guess it is actually faster to take a boat. Doesn't feel like it. But ooh, dizzy like that. Okay. Now, and I okie dokie. Did I bring enough pieces? That. There'll be a little bit up and down, good bit of jumping. Hopefully I brought the right stuff. I remember slabs. I don't know if I remembered slabs. I did not. Excellent. Okay, well that's highly critical to the part I'm working on first. Dagnabbit. Why is it that I can never remember? Oh yes, so if one of the mods can hit exclamation point new QOTD, they'll be able to change up the instructions, or not instructions. Ooh, right? The remember today. Quote of the day, yes. I probably should have slept away the night. That would have made sense. And ditch the boat over here. Oh. Oh. Hmm. Yeah. I keep thinking I've got everything, and then I don't. I wonder why Quote of the Day did not cooperate. Why? So that ding was my phone or my computer deciding that StreamerBot needs to go away. Kind of annoying, but okay. It does its thing. Task done. Okay, good. Try that again. May still see a bit of weird behavior because I'm supposed to start StreamerBot before I start up OBS, but of course at this point if StreamerBot crashes, I don't want to kill the whole stream. All right. Are you going to cooperate today? There we go. Something nice and classic to work with. Really? Fine. Should do. Head next door. That even could be your answer of the day for your favorite genre. And then next time, if there isn't a next time the question rolls around, doesn't even have to be tomorrow, then it could be a totally different answer. What your favorite genre would. Ooh, did I put in? I just went with regular tabs. I can always change it. Super hard. Yeah, I know. I was going to say I have a quick answer, but no, I don't actually. I'd say maybe my favorite genre would be, oops. I can tell you a whole bunch of genres I don't like, but that doesn't help answer the question. I guess I like comedies and dramas. I like kids' movies. So, not just animated ones, but I actually enjoy family movies. And the reason for that is simply that I don't necessarily have to think too much about it. Yeah, some depends on the movie. Like for example, you guys are well aware I'm a Harry Potter fan, and um, and as such, I've got everything. As such, I like to have um, I can talk straight today. I read the books first, and so they are my go-to when it comes to watching movies or books. Um, yeah, definitely my go-to in that respect. But sometimes there are things that movies have done better than the books. So yeah, that doesn't make much sense. I love classic movies and musicals as well. Partly because it's what I grew up on, but partly it's because there's something that they don't do in a lot of modern movies that seems to show up in older ones. What I mean by that is older movies. Um, some of them seem campy now. Pardon me. Get the coffee going, and maybe it'll clear the brain. Um, but older movies sometimes seem campy now, but also that the old. Did I do with? Benson, if you ever start to stream, be aware it's going to drive you absolutely insane if you keep forgetting things. Um, anyway, sorry. I grew up on the old stuff, but old films, like some of the old ones, of course, I like mysteries, surprise, surprise. And some of them are a little bit on the campy side now that I like, but there's the older films did sort of pay a bit of respect, I guess, to silent movie era, not in terms of art style or makeup or anything like that, because frankly, it was terrible and everybody knows it. I mean, even theater people knew it. But something about the colors used to make scenes pop. I haven't seen something good like that since Sixth Sense. It's yeah. So anyway, but it just seems that some of the older films paid a little bit more attention to richness in color, where the new films just don't seem to bother. Um, what else? I'm a little tired of a lot of more modern films seeming to insist that they must have explosions or action scenes when they could just tell a story over the same thing. For example, I was a huge fan of Star Trek for a long time. I get that it was a TV show. But even when it came to the movies, there were things that they could have done by dealing with character, but rather than showing you a guy as a bit of a hothead type character through something he says or does and upsets other characters, no, they instead have to get him in some sort of firefight. You know, and it just got to be kind of silly. Um, there was, I mean, I really do think that some of the action stuff was part of what made the more modern spree of the Star Wars films not my favorites. I'm not necessarily hugely a sci-fi fan anyways. That's one of my I wouldn't normally recommend it for me categories is science fiction films. But the modern three, their fight scenes were okay. Some of them were just gratuitous. You know, two people happen to show up in the same place. They have to fight each other, and I don't get why why the movies do that. Oh shoot! A derail? No. Okay. The oh shoot part is I just realized I've got, as you can see here, some soul fires, and I did not actually deal with that part because I going to go to the nether between streams and get that. So today's build, we'll ignore those and we'll come back for that part. Okay, so what I'm going to do, figure the players to only be all below where I am currently. That here. Then let's see what we got. Okay, so there should be, if I hit page down, there should be nothing below me other than it's mad that I'm on the scaffolding, and I'm okay with that. Start with the hoppers. Hoppers. Now, as I understand it with Lightmatic, because I'm rusty again, I'm always rusty. If you get things going in the wrong direction, it'll turn out orange. If it's actually the wrong block, it comes out sort of like this weird pink color. And then if it's correct, of course, it just skips it altogether. Now, I'm hoping, I keep forgetting. Crazy oh, yep. Okay. Scaffolding hates me and I forgot about that. Let's see, can I? I'm going to try easy place mode. That one's the wrong spot, or wrong direction. Get this one. Yeah. Okay. So those two, I think, are going the wrong way. But at least it gives me something to stand on. There we go. By turning that off, I think easy place mode's kind of cheaty. But that said, I will actually be able to first few pieces placed if I do that. Oh, that's why. Okay. I think things are going in the wrong direction. And that's because I'm trying to have everything come over to this left-hand side. That's in preparation for the storage system. Yeah, that's what it is. All right. Oh, right. Like, which block are you? Right, either. Drop it. Okay, well, more slabs that I'm going to need. Push that up so I can write one in. Then maybe we can actually get something done today. Not going to be it. Oh. Streamer brain fog, yes. You'll find the streamer brain fog will drive you round the bend. For example, I had left my... yep, there we go. So streamer brain fog, I had left my other pieces in a box back at the base after I just had them in my inventory purposely so I wouldn't do that. Another piece that drives me absolutely crazy, and it's not just because I'm using schematics and such, is when I do things tantalizingly close but still in the wrong spot. You to work with. And you'll find that once you get somewhere, you'll have forgotten to make the piece that you thought you had made bring over. And you'll remember to bring pieces you don't need. And then you'll also be going back and forth a bazillion times wondering what it is you're supposed to actually have that you don't. Ooh, that just sounded weird. Well, I will... Let's see. Definitely intending to attend your stream. You know, if and when you actually manage to be able to do so. And there's zero pressure to do so, by the way. You can do... I totally recommend that if you want to, go for it. But if it's something that stresses you out or ever becomes unfun, don't do it. That's really the least good advice I've got. Not to be confused with the worst advice. I'm sure I've got some bad advice as well. But that said, where am I going with this? is, yeah, if you want to, go for it. I'll probably do my best to attend your streams as much as I can. Just, I can't count on being good at all of this stuff. Any sense? Never mind. It does not help to have Silk Touch on your pick if you're going to drop your class. But that's okay. I'm probably going to drop these two hoppers as well. Frustrating because then they end up way down below. And I either have to go get them or yeah, or give up on it. I'm not really sure what I want to do here. This one down the other way. Now I could turn on easy place, probably just rocket through placing a lot of this stuff. But to me, that's, I think I've talked about it before, it feels kind of cheaty. But I'm going to need a gazillion temporary blocks, so at some point I have to drop down. Going to be. It feels pretty rough on my stomach just because I'm not backwards bridger fan. I have no clue what I did with the side. Okay. More spare blocks. The other thing about being on a scaffolding, not scaffolding, sorry, on a schematic is that the ghost blocks, I have to really make sure I know which one's which, as in ghost blocks versus real blocks, because I have far more likelihood than usual of just falling off the edge of things. Because it feels like I can bridge out onto the ghost blocks, but that's obviously not true. I keep thinking I can snap to the side of that, but I can't. Yeah. Cool. Sounds like you've been very, very busy. I hope it's time that you'll be able to relax, Benson. You really do deserve it. You know, like caring for your people, the handful. And when you're away, good for people to not worry. But I know that it takes a lot of preparation in advance for a vacation to be able to get to the point where you feel you can go without having to worry. Okay. Orientation. Out or go in. I think this one goes that way. This row, that's the center line. Convenient. 2. No. Just thinking I can always change it out later. I think I've got everything going to the center. I would actually like to get some progress done on this. Because this is a bit of a big monster. Traveling around those different states is kind of nice. One of the things I like about the US, as opposed to Canada, is that when you go from one state to the next, it actually feels like you're going somewhere. Canada, not so much. And it's just because we have such large provinces with large chunks of some of the same biomes, for lack of a better term, same environments. So for Canadian provinces, of course, we're a lot like, I mean, my nearest one is or one of the nearest ones is Saskatchewan. It's like having Kansas stuck on one side. So there's not a ton to see, and because we have a far lower population than the United States, there's not much that one can do either. I mean, that's not quite true, but as in, it's been so long since I've been Saskatchewan for a vacation that as an adult, I actually have to look it up and try and see what I could do. My family came from the southern part of province of Saskatchewan, and they have a farm. So, uh-oh, that felt weird when it went down like that. Like I stepped in a hopper, and I don't often do that. Again, yeah, must have been that. Anyway, okay. So I can't do the fires right now because I didn't bring the right stuff. Page up. So anyway, the other side of us is kind of like having Colorado stuck over there. I love Colorado to bits. But after a while, more mountains is really what it boils down to. Yay! I'm glad you've got somebody. But flying to Tennessee, then driving south to Carolina. Now, I'm just curious, what is it that you're going to see? Like, what is the target location? And not as a place name, but as in, is there something specific? I don't know a whole lot about things to do or see in the U.S. So is it extended family, or would it be vacation for sightseeing purposes? Really curious, actually. Okay. Aside from the fires, we're doing good, and I don't mind placing those later so that I don't burn. Yoink. Page up. More glass. It's done because they won't. Ooh, I can reach it from scaffolding for now. Yay! Didn't think I could, so I'm quite chuffed about the fact that I can reach it from the inside this way. Because it's quite difficult when you don't have creative flight. This design is actually Nembon's design. I was using one from Avamance, and I may have mentioned yesterday that that there are some problems, notable problems with the design I was going to use earlier from Avamance. For one thing, the biggest one is that for artistic reasons, he chose to put it on the ground. And I was looking at even the lowest spot I had in the water. In order to get 128 blocks, I still have to go up 176. So the top of this sucker still 176, whereas the other one's 192. So I mean, there's an improvement in that sense. But he was still going up quite a ways. And then on his design, being on the ground, he actually had a what do you call it? A tower of scaffolding like this, intended to stay permanent. Oops. But intended to stay permanent in his design. And of course, as you can imagine, for an AFK spot, now that we have phantoms, that's not going to cut it in my world. So that's a no-go. Other big one that made it a showstopper for me was threefold actually. One, that I couldn't turn it off fully because he had his water going on alternate platform levels. Now, while I understand that definitely could increase the number of mobs you can get in the farm, the reason it was a no-go for me was that not being able to shut things off completely for maintenance purposes meant that which one? Yeah. In a hopper safely, that's fine. We'll deal with it later. So because he had it way up in the sky like that, I was highly bothered by the idea that I couldn't just AFK literally and go somewhere else. I'd have to worry about phantoms coming to tag me. Even if I build a little phantom shack, going up the pillar, not high on my list. No, vertigo-ish elements and all that. Thank you very much, by the way, for sleeping. In any case, that was it. The third piece was that, heaven knows why, but he made the walls close enough in that they're actually only 2 blocks from the edge of the platform, with water washing things off. Well, with the water, it gave just enough of a further boost that spiders were actually being very easily able to catch on the exterior. That's not right. spiders were being able to catch onto the exterior walls, and then but then by doing so, they were then just getting, like, when the water receded, they just climbed back onto the platform. So rates dropped through the floor in the demo world. And that's just ridiculous, because part of the point to doing this is that I'd have a farm that doesn't have that happen. So yeah, that was the end of that one for me, because it wasn't even like I could go in and do something about it. If all of the water streams were going in alternating layers, they said you can't turn the farm off per se, because whatever layer you wanted to turn it off for, the layers above and below you had mobs, which at minimum is easy. But also you can't just go and run a whole pile of maintenance all at once. I'd have to keep switching things. Oops. Yep, there we go. So yeah, that was a no-go. Nembon's design, which has stood generally stood the test of time since about 2015. They have decided to put, pardon me, no walls whatsoever on the outside. And I can see why, a little bit because of the spiders. And just that you don't need them, like, why waste materials? But the other side of it is that with the light spawning, I was really concerned, how on earth are you going to get that to work? Because with any light showing up whatsoever, you're going to have problems with getting anything to spawn. Well, long story made short on that one. I made you thirsty. Sorry about that. Creepers. I have to that for myself. But anyway, where was I going? Oh, yeah. So long story made short on that one was that his or Evament's design was no go. Nembon's was going to be working better. And I couldn't at first figure out how they were going to keep the light levels at 0. Because, of course, back in the day when that was designed, you didn't need them at 0. And so I was trying to figure out which part of the farm would I have to alter to make it 119 functioning. And it turns out I didn't actually have to. Somebody else did most of the work for me. But the original design was more mob-proof than, or not mob-proof, sorry, mob-ready than I had expected, because Nimbon had decided that it would get better spawning if you just put the roof wide enough to make sure that the whole platforms were at 0 anyways. So it's been like that since day one. You have a coffee bar in your bedroom? Well, I don't know if I can handle one in my bedroom. I do have a lot of other stuff in there, but probably not a coffee bar. On the other hand, we do have, on 2 of the 3 floors of our house, if you count the basement, because we've renovated, we do have coffee stations on every floor. Well, like, not every floor of but the basement has one and the main floor has one. Part of the reason for that was that because my husband Fantastic Fox works from home, that we sometimes he'd be stuck on a conference call, and the distance of the headset he was using at the time, or his voice speaker or whatever, wasn't going to reach up to the kitchen. Makes sense, through floor, etc. So being able to get your coffee mid-call was quite useful. It was kind of funny because even with me streaming, we had a coffee station down here where you could make 12 cups of coffee and they just sat waiting for you. So you poured them out like one of the office carafe units, even though it was a homebrew system. So you have to make it every time, kind of deal. And that worked really well for a while. But then I can't remember why. I think it's because we all wanted to get that little bit more stretch or something. As he found that he has a better headset, and the Bluetooth for it could reach through the floor, and he could pace while wearing his headset, and people wouldn't really notice as much. So that 12-cup coffee station moved to the kitchen main floor. Now we have the Keurig that used to be on the main floor down in the basement, and hardly ever gets used. So yeah. But I think the other piece of that, pardon me, is that I have, I was given a Yeti mug, which you've been seeing a lot, for my birthday a couple of years ago. And that's part of what changed everything, because it's not super critical for the 12 cup brewer all the time. Because with my lovely little Yeti, which I now need to drink from, it keeps the coffee warm for a very long time. One would think I would drink less coffee. That is not actually the case. I'm actually just being bad about. Oh, okay. Stop. Reach the top and head to stop. I just didn't bring the options I have down anyways. Not the point. Figure out what I want to attach to. Here? Oh, yeah, it'll give me the right one. Okay. Probably reach most of this. Yeah, that's gonna be wrong. Yeah, so in any case, don't always stay off the coffee after a particular hour when I should. Oop, oop. Feels weird when I'm putting full blocks on top of the half slabs, intentionally to get the gap, which I think is a cool improvement over the one that I used earlier. The other farm I've got going, oh, you can almost see it through here. The other farm has a glass tube all the way up. And so for the spiders that crashed at the bottom, they could easily make their way back up. Whereas supposedly the gap here is supposed to help with that. Now, Nemon's original design didn't have the tube at all. Things just crashed and went splat at the bottom. One of the things he also didn't have was he didn't have any campfires or whatever, because of course it was designed pre-campfire release. And he goes on in a very long-winded video to explain why he didn't actually add anything else to mitigate that issue of, like, say, feather falling mobs. That won't even be there. The block and this one. I don't know why these two are complaining differently, but that's not a problem. Anyway, where's I going with this? So initially he just had everything dropping, and then his original solution actually involved having mobs go into a fenced area, so that if they came up with feather falling or, say, witches or something like that, then you could go down and kill them afterwards. Coffee is bad. It's so tasty, but it's so bad. Oh. Yeah, so in any case, bad. This one. Yeah, so that was his original solution. Oops, that's not gonna be right. Understandably, that doesn't work for me because, I don't really want to deal with this whole mobs thing. That's not AFK. Yes, you get the XP, but in the previous farm, I've found that the XP here is not worth it compared to trading with my traders. Whereas if you got the drops and then you've got campfires or soul fires at the bottom, you can deal with most of your mobs. It seems that I was told that soul campfires, because they give double the damage of a regular campfire, that they would solve an issue of witches coming down. They don't. But, better than it was otherwise. Because witches don't tend to build up in large quantity in these things. Yeah. You also don't end up with the unlikely occurrence of the trying to say. You also end up with the unlikely occurrence of having mobs pick up pieces of another mob after you've swiped at them. I'm not surprised with the rain. I mean, I'm taking a long time. Oops. Come on. Why not have pick block on here? Oh, can't pick what you don't have. Okay. Well, then, did I do? It's a jumping time. Server will be restarting in 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, definitely don't want to be up the tower. That's the case. Oh no, rounds. Away. Please go away. I have my bed too close to the danger forks. Fork, danger fork. Away with me, danger fork. Thinking that I only needed 4 stacks for the slabs, but yeah, I forgot that this. Forgot that I'd made most of the place out of slabs. Let's see. Will my materials list actually want to upgrade? Nope, maybe not. Okay, well, let's see what else wants to cooperate today. 5 minutes. And let's see if we can get, cross my fingers, that that's going to work. Things. I crashed my last night. Building? Um, lots of buttons. Now I need to I think what but unhappy. Oh, see, chocolate. Sounds yummy. Find that more. I'm definitely not my like. Ooh. Can't forget. One, cool. All lines and backwards. Forgive me. Actually, yes. Bottom of the bottom of the bottom one. Then we've got west. West. Up. Back. Up. But backward. Up. I think that's not quite down. But um, layout up. Back of the box. Down. on the back of the box, aside from the lighting, but just now that's it. That was yes. I keep all my so actually I have all which are kind of loose up right up, and then when I believe bottom over here, I um probably full. I can figure it out. Next person, no, actually, perhaps that I'm not full. Part of us. Reason I mentioned it that way. Get nice with the Lego camera plugged in. So either this get those built, but like thought about playing catch up on that. Oh, yeah, but as far as their deep, that will be box. Depending on how those getting received, then that'll help me. But yeah, back to the game. As always, even once I got all of the kinks ironed out, I still think I would be quite wired about whether or not something actually works or fails. So it'll be interesting. The shelf behind Dell's desk is a cool collection of HP Lego. Let's see if I can get connected. Sleep away the night, and then oh right, I was like, what did I come back here for? Okay, yeah, I've got a cool picture of the stuff behind my desk, and if I can get into a safe spot, I'm going to need to head to the Mason's. Wow, it's just me. Is it running slow? I guess I'm not running that slow. It just really felt slow for a minute. Yeah. Well, it's funny. I was watching Maribel Jade the other day, and she was putting together a set that I've already got. I think it's the clock tower set with the Yule ball in the bottom, and oh, yeah. So she was putting together those, and was commenting that they've got a Dumbledore's office element built into that set, and so they were really wondering what on earth was going to be going on in the Dumbledore's office set if they've got things going on uh, already with a Dumbledore's office space. And my thought on that one happens to be something more along the lines of that the kits didn't exist like the Dumbledore's office set, as far as I know, did not exist at the time that the Hogwarts Tower was designed. So, as confusing as that sounds, because they didn't exist at the same time, design choices were made that don't always make sense. Frames per second right now is I have no idea why it's a little low like that, but I'm only getting like, whoa, 67, 51. Goodness gracious. I think it's probably because of what I'm running with all the other pieces. I used to get better rates, but something about the way I've got the mods tweaked, I think, is probably the problem. I've seen higher ones. Strange enough, I think Lightmatic actually causes frames issues. I mean, it's playable, but it's not ideal. Let's see. 2, 3. Where was I going with that? Oh, yes. I want to see if I can quickly access the photo that Fantastic Shock Fox was talking about. Give me one split shake, and I shall be right with you. Live. Where am I here? Add image. Sure, we'll call it image for now. And I find it quickly. If I can't find it quickly, then we'll just jump right back into the game and get on with the move on. Photos. It's a fairly recent one, so it shouldn't take too long to find. Gaming. Oh, not even my gaming setup. I figured out whose gaming setup I was looking at, and it turns out it was Grima Smith's. Okay. So I found that one. And, ooh, a little bit big. Okay. Go fit. And then add a second one. Okay. Image. References. This. And add one more. Add image. Ooh, that works. Browse. Am I still in the same folder? No. Great. Photos. Where is the other one? Not the one. One. I think that's it. Okay, let's try that. Open. Load when not showing. Okay. Hit that. Where did the first one? Two. Where'd you go? Two goes in the references. Okay. All right. So, you guys can probably see things live now. It's kind of a mistake on my part, but that's okay. You can see that I've got the train. And that's sitting on top of my desk. The black clamp is actually where I'm trying to do Lego, but unfortunately it's a 30-foot cable from there. So then I'm going to turn that one off. And yeah, you'll sort of see it in the center. You can see I've got a lot of Lego kits. Weird. One of my kits is actually missing from this picture. So down in this bottom right section, there actually is a kit there with a tower on it. Oh, I know why. I took this picture right before I added the Fluffy's adventure that we've already built on stream. That's why. Okay, so Fluffy's adventure's in that box. Down in the bottom, you can see I've got the chess set, the Lego chess set, and then the left is a bunch of the what you call it, bunch of the advent calendars. I've got 2 advent calendars in there, and actually 3 of them. There's 2 advent calendar strips, and then there's also a plate for some of the parts that came with the cardboard base for last year's advent calendar game. While the game is an interesting idea, it's not that great of quality because, of course, the board itself is the lid of the advent calendar set. Yeah, they didn't give you any storage mechanism for the pieces, so I just grabbed a base plate that I had kicking around. Fantastic Sherlock Fox was smart and at one point just grabbed half a dozen base plates for me from one of the competitors that Lego fits onto. And for a piece like that, I have zero problem with it being a competitor's piece because Lego branded base plates are such a ripoff in cost. Okay, and then the bottom right, just explanatory wise, is at the moment it's a bunch of craft boxes that open up, and they've got at the moment I've got they're designed for thread, like embroidery thread cards. You know, when you wrap around the extras. In any case, but when I was moving things down to the basement, I took a lot of the displays apart. So this has actually got a lot of the minifigs in there that are not currently set up with the other characters. Some of them are sorted by character. Some of them were sorted by set. So if it's a dark arts type theme from the Burrow, I think I've got a lot of those characters in the box as well. And so it's all those dark arts characters from that one stuck together because I've only got the one of them. And so I just put them kind of not in the same slot, but literally like in the same row. Some of these, most of these, I think only one character per slot, just because it fit that way. And then I had to use a double high one for things like Hagrid. You can see I've got part of, in the center here, I've got part of the original release of the Diagon Alley set before the movies. And I don't have the full set. I got gifted this one from an American at the time, contact of Fantastic Sherlock Foxes, who said that, yeah, they would just send it. And I was seriously impressed because I didn't expect them to do that. But I mean, you can't get a whole lot for it if you don't have the complete set. You can get some, but not as much. So because she didn't have Gringotts to go with it, she sent me the part that she did have, which actually have to be my favorite two buildings anyways. Yeah, and I've got all the books. So if I can ever get the parts, so like the time, sit down and pull the parts, see what we have, what we don't have, because our house's joint Lego is an absolute mess. But anyway, so all those parts, if I actually have all the list and stuff, and I could put it back together. So I hope one day to be able to put the original Gringotts back together. I'm not as big a fan of the modern release of the Diagon Alley set. Some of the stores are okay. Like I do like the Wheezes and so forth, but I still prefer the original slots. But anyways, that's basically it. We've got Privet Drive on the side of the car. Back in here, we're hiding the Monster Book of Monsters, and we've got Hagrid's hut. Trying to see what else. Is there anything super notable in there? Nope. Dragons. Or a dragon. Oh, Hogsmeade and Mead is in the center. And then we've got some of the sets up top. So this one on the top right, you can't see very well in the picture at the moment. But that one is the one that, I'm not going to zoom it in just because I don't want to give spoilers. But that one in the top right corner is my connection choice and the way I laid it out for the clock tower that Maribel Jade was building. So yeah. Yeah, this American contact friend of ours would have had to sell the kits or something because she was moving to England on relatively short timeline. But the problem with it is that I'm looking off to the right because my monitors are reversed compared to what you guys are seeing. In any case, she would have had to sell it because she couldn't take all her Lego with her. I mean, that's crazy to ship it. But she shipped it up here because there were some that were incomplete kits. So, yeah. And then I've got another shelf that looks just like this, where I've got about half of it full at the bottom of other random books, and the middle row is all knitting yarn. And then above it, I've got one cubby that's kind of filled with junk at the moment that is supposed to go to another space. It just, the other surface isn't in the room at the moment. And so I've got three, and then three again, more cubbies waiting for Lego projects. But this space right now houses Fluffy's Encounter. It's going to move, and Fluffy's Encounter is going to go on the other desk. This slot is where I'm going to put the remaining two books. We've got the first four, so the Transfiguration. I think that one's the Wingardium Leviosa for Ravenclaw. Got Gryffindor's Transfiguration, and then Flitwick for Ravenclaw. We've got a squished version of Hufflepuff in this one, just center right. And then the left is potions for Slytherin. So the last two books, the one that we did today and the other Trelawney's, will go in the remaining cubby. So we've got a whole row of that stuff. Yeah. So that's my Lego desk. I reference it often enough, so I should probably take a new picture and put it up once I've got these put in place. All right. Okay. So yes, that's a good time freezer. Where are we here? I need to put these back. And I do have one more shulker. No problem. Oh, noisy neighbors. Noisy, noisy, noisy neighbors. I can always figure out what to do with extra slabs. So let's just do them all. I think the if the materials list would cooperate, which it doesn't seem to want to today, everything was fine last night, but it's not today, you know? That's how that goes. But if the materials list would cooperate, I think it said we were like 1.36 shulkers or something for this project. So we'll have to see, get them all going. You're welcome, Benson. I'm glad. The only other piece we haven't seen a tour of, and it's not even worth touring, it exists, is I have a very small box that I use for absolutely nothing at the moment, but a couple of unique gold colored pieces and wands. Like, I literally have a dedicated little tiny box that does nothing but hold Harry Potter wands. I even used to have them still on their little plastic support base things that they come with. But, hush, guys. Holy cannoli! I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen so many zombies show up on my base all at once. That's really weird. Cool. I've heard about it happening, but I've never actually seen it happen. Yeah, it's a little freaky. So, time to sleep. See if we can get these guys to burn. I'm just curious. Uh-huh. I'm just curious how many pieces of, what do you call it? How many pieces of flesh will get left behind. Okay. And if I go to the middle, still pretty noisy. It's for the middle of the next row. They'll see me, but that far enough away. Yes. Ooh, that's a satisfying sight. It's a very satisfying sight. My character has not died since I started the death counter on my streamer bot. So therefore, I kind of like to keep it that way. Considering that on Valheim, I'm at 31 deaths now. That Minecraft being a visually and challenge-wise easier to make safe game. So yeah, I really didn't want to leave that one with too many deaths. Take all the time you need. That's cool. We've got 2. Any more around here? 4. Okay. Kelly. 5. Only 5. I actually thought there'd be more. Oh, 6. Huh. Neither fine nor my friend. You can go away. Okay. Dump the junk, try again. By the way, I did not realize until just now. I just, yeah, okay. I apologize. I did not realize that we had one of our fine new follower friends, Stay at Home Dad, lurking in the channel. Welcome back. No need to say anything if you are going to just watch today. That's totally okay. I just happened to notice that that the fantastic, or sorry, the Stay at Home Dad managed to become and then retain his championship of the hill. So I was surprised by that. We don't often get two that are the same back to back, so that's pretty cool. All right. What am I missing? I know I had the fires to do, but I can't do those without proper materials. I think that's that for now. So, does anybody remember where I left the boat? I don't. I know. I left it on the other side by habit. Well, if I can't find it, we swim. Or we run. I don't know where I left the boat. I'm gonna tie. Uh-oh. I've never played PUBG, so I'm PUBG, sorry, but I hear a lot about it. I just don't know enough to be able to sound intelligent when I'm talking about it. Sorry to hear that. By the way, my son watched off of what was it? I think it was off of Maribel Jade's channel. He saw some Stream Raiders. Says he thinks I should use Stream Raiders. So I don't know. Not really my thing, but it's not that part's not about me. It's about you guys. So do let me know what you think if it's something you would be interested in or not so much. You know, that sort of thing. Okay. This one, partial. That just in stone slabs, so put that away. Just in case I actually need regular stone. I can't remember. Here we go. Here we are. Uppity uppity uppity. When we're done, I really will attach to the side a water elevator. I just want to make sure that I know got the maximum size. So it'll be a pair of water elevators, truthfully, because I'm going to use one to get to the storage and then another one to get to I have extras. One to get to the storage and another one to get to the top where I need to AFK. There'll be a lovely little walkway between the two of them. Okay. I forgot the signs. Len. Seriously, lady. Oi. Let's only bring back down to the bottom. Awesome. I'm glad you're good. I got that. Do this right. Bye. What did I leave behind now? hopefully that'll be enough to get me closer, because we are burning the candle pretty fast here. Ooh. Who's they? Don't know how I got them. They had weapons first. Okay. Thank you, Fantastic Fox, as one of our mods, helping keep the place tidy around here. Tidy in terms of don't have visitors that probably don't need. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. I'm still no better at placing things than I used to be, as I could turn on the cheaty just hold in place thing. So if it starts getting too long-winded, I probably will do that. This platform is rather unique. When we get to the next ones up above that are not unique platforms, I may actually go ahead and turn on that feature so that you guys don't have to see me derping around, placing things. Oh, battle. Placing things incorrectly for hours on end because I'm not the fastest placer. And it's also a habit to go around in circles because I'm not used to having the design available so that I know exactly where everything's going to be going. Usually when you get tutorials, of course, people say, start from the center and you're going to count out X number and then connect them all together so that you end up with a great big diamond shape. This is just easier. It's a bit of a crutch. I recognize that, but it works. Why to argue? Clean and bought free, yes. Fantastic Sherlock Fox, today is the Mr. Clean of the channel. Keeps things nice and tidy. For those of you that are familiar with Dadcraft's recent raids into David Turner Music, an absolutely fantastic techno and house type streamer, techno and house music streamer, I tripped over the fact that he's got a timer that tells you about a second channel he's involved in. It sounds like it's his second channel, but the other channel doesn't make it super clear in their about information that they are related to David Turner Music. Somebody's behind it, but then they list the guest DJs on there, and he is not amongst the guest DJ list. So I don't quite know what's going on that way. But anyways, I followed that one, and I'll get back to you guys on what I think of it. It's more, well, it's got guests and it's got same sort of thing, house and techno and so forth. But it's supposed to be a little bit different in terms of vibe, and but it's always streaming on slots that the regular David Turner Music channel is not. So if you do enjoy that sort of stuff but want it more often rather than just replaying his main channel, there is that second one. And it sounds like that way you can get some exposure to some other artists that are also doing similar types of music. This one's going to be covered by water. Okay. I brought 4 torches, which is better than a kick in the pants, I suppose. There. 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 Once we get this part covered by water, it's not going to matter about torching. But at the moment, it certainly does. The other thing I find funny about having worked in a creative world before I brought this to this world is that by habit, my creative worlds all have day-night cycle turned off, and usually weather turned off. The download from Avamance that I got, that world was not set up that way when I turned it on, and I swear that world is cursed in terms of how many times it has the thunderstorms come in. It's like every single time it chooses to rain, which unfortunately is frequently, then it water. Blood blocks, okay. Every time it does that, it chooses thunderstorm. I'm getting much tired of the thunderstorms. A little. That's okay. All temporary. And and there we go. Now I don't need quite so many grid blocks. Full block as well. Oh, well. Make up your mind, Dylan. I am really confused about what you just said, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. It's got the England mod installed. Not quite sure what that means. Either I said something really bizarre that I didn't think I said, or missed a joke that you made there, which, is highly probable, both in the joke category, in the me missing it category. I find I was doing an iron farm on Bedrock, and then I discovered the same thing appears to be true Java, which is odd in itself. But when I was putting water down, it seems that if I put water down directly on half slabs, it seems to me to be far more leaky than if I put them on full blocks. I don't know why that is, but I don't think I really need a farm that looks like it's permanently raining due to the sheer number of blocks. So much for the extra blocks just in case part. Really didn't think this through when I came. Aw, oh well. If I remember correctly, PUBG is one of those better last time type games. Probably great for doing two different things at once. But yeah. I was just thinking, sorry for getting so quiet. But we're not necessarily have as many sound problems as you think. There are some boo-boos on the torches. Yes, that's fair. Put the signs in. I can't put the water in. Jump time. Oops. It was on. Side. Okay, now, as I've got this thing up here, there we go. So we've got stone slabs, 1.38 shulker boxes. I'm not carrying 1.17 of them, that's fine. Stone, 0.16 shulker boxes. I needed 4 of them, 4 stacks. I've either used some of it or okay, we'll get that far. Glass, 4x64. Okay, better. Water buckets, yeah, I could ignore that because it's all wrong. Full campfires, ignore that for now. First signs, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're good. I think, what was this? Hoppers. 5, total 25, missing 1, the center one. Okay, that's fine. 8 available. Glass. I haven't put in 63. Perfect, okay, we're good. I should have extras. Stone. So I'm going to be short a bit. Not good, but it is what it is. Okay. So now that that piece works, I can actually get it to show me what's what. Buckets, cover, read the signs, thank you. Keep thinking about that and then not going to get them. This. Redstone for later. How did I bring the carpets? Don't remember. Put those away. Okay, well. Need, oops. Poppers over there, I don't need those. Glass, actually glass is fine. Need that soon. Birch signs. Right, well. So, yeah. Where's that going after this? This is the last day of my Minecraft week. Oh, sorry, streaming week. I'm gonna get a little crazy after this. I still have some more seeds to do for the garden. That sounds crazy, but I do. But that's not necessarily my priority. I need to start working on my daughter's birthday cake. We didn't do a birthday cake for her actual birthday because when you're going to be having a party, then it's not very helpful to have cakes all over the place, excess cake and so forth. Or yeah, excess cake and stuff. We just don't want to eat, not too much, but we just don't want to have tons and tons around. It doesn't well this way. It, oh, good, I'm crouching on an edge. Guess I could backwards block this. I can myself. Remember backwards bridge signs. So that's, but these ones do insist on orientation being correct. Don't understand why. Thing. Two, one. That's a block in the way. Done. They make cake, but not too often. Yeah, well, the other thing about that is we have a rather, sounds weird to say, but we have a rather cake family. What I mean by that, being more specific, um, is that my son's birthday comes at the end of April. My cousin's birthday comes in a little bit of May. It seems to be a thing to do a Father's Day cake. Therefore, when you consider all those pieces together, not liking. Oh, mad about the signs simply because signs, when you place them in the game, not in the game, sorry, in the matic in the first place, they don't adhere to the blocks in behind. They should, but they don't because they recognize it's not a real block. So one of those hindsight 2020 things. Yeah. Anywho, hi. Gotta jump. There we go. Okay. I almost walked up the edge. The light blues here you're seeing, this is supposed to be the water. And so I want to get the edges done. But yeah, so it's a tradition-ish to do cake for Father's Day, which means that we would have cake every single month. I know there's some people that could handle that. My kids don't have a very big sweet tooth, which means that there's lots of cake left for mom and dad. Like lots of cake left for mom and dad. As you can no doubt see, I I won't say no to extra cake per se, but sometimes I should be a little bit better behaved. So yeah, we don't really want cake every month. I'm expecting probably to have to do another cake in August as well. It's not necessarily because I'm a cake master or anything like that. It's that my mother-in-law's birthday, the end of August, and usually I'm the cake baker for that one too. I've had some fun cakes. I don't have pictures of them, at least on handy. Fantastic Chocolate Fox usually takes the baking pictures. But my favorite one cake I've done for someone else outside our family has been I did for my mother-in-law a few years ago. I did a hot air balloon, and I just thought about it partly because of the cake reference and partly because I thought about at one point encasing this farm in hot air balloon, and we'll still see if that's going to happen. I mean, that's the aspiration, but it may not come to be. Anyways, but yeah, I did a hot air balloon for her, which ended up being like a yellow cake, and then we outlined a lot of it with licorice and had a basket covered in little shredded wheat squares. Not shredded wheat squares. Up here they call them shreddies. It's from a company called Nabisco, but I'm pretty sure the U.S. has something similar, and I don't know about overseas. They have something similar, but yeah. So that's what we used, and it gave it kind of an interesting texture that makes it look a little bit more like braided material without actually having to try and texture or braid chocolate chocolate icing or fondant or anything. I'm not very good at fondant. I've only done it a few times. So yeah, it's one of those learn as you go pieces. Really? Okay. One of those almost there moments. I don't think, even if I hadn't messed up the bottom layers, I think I would have had enough. I'm gonna go take. Jump. Well, ow, not that kind of jump. Come on, you fuck. That's what to put that down. What did I do? I know I took my block off. That was dumb. But here. There. So because we don't have any actual catch system underneath this yet, or proper filtering, somewhere in here, there's one. Oh, okay, so I only have 2 blocks that I can work with. And then, I got. I was just trying to find out if I could squeeze out enough blocks to make it work. Don't think I'm going to get that lucky because extras on the edges, but that's about it. Okay, well, dum da dum dum. Okay. Jump. And we'll finish up on the ground because I need some more stone anyway. Apparently I miscalculated. Team tagged and came out alive. Yay! Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Very, very glad to hear that. I can't count. That's pardon me. Materials list. Subs, block, stone. I'm 169 stone short. And I think I've got way too many slabs because I'm not carrying Bulker box. If I was to do this, see how many slots do I have? Good enough. This, oh, I need that. This, then the list. Okay. So I have more stone slabs than I need by quite a pile. Still short stone. And I'll be fine on the glass, fine on the repeaters, fine on the... Missing the signs because I used them, so I can ignore that. Okay, but dust in the ender chest, so we're good. So we've got everything except the stone. How I blew that, I don't know. That's okay. It'll be a toss-up between working on the carpets next or working on... I mean, between down here. Because if I don't, then it's going to peek at me by looking at my materials list. Let's hide the available. Stone or redstone. Info HUD. Ignore this one. Pull it out. There. I'm just missing the stone. That's all the material list tells me I'm missing. Excellent. Okay, so if one of the mods could type for me, that would be helpful. It doesn't really matter which one. But the exclamation point next stream will actually give you the details of when I'm scheduled to be streaming next. I do not know if I'll get a surprise stream in between. It's unlikely. We'll have to see. Thursdays can be kind of up in the air. I'm trying to make that a regular thing, but it turns out that when there was soccer for my kids, they wanted to be able to play Valheim sometimes with their mom on the night they got joint electronics time, as in they were actually here to play electronics at the same time I was. Oh, boat. Okay, so left side. We'll see whether or not I have a game. Not a game, sorry, another stream tonight. I doubt it, but we'll see. In any case, where am I? So I will be back officially on Tuesday, and we should be working officially on... we should be working officially on this thing. And so between this and the carpet, that's probably what we're going to be back at. And I'll be looking more at getting a start on that next book. That's where we're at. Yes. And I'm back in the safety. It's not like we're missing stone. I could easily... Where's the stone slabs? Spaces in here. What I'm going to do this, and it's going to beak at me about the slabs. That's fine. I have far too many slabs, so it didn't bother. Okay. Wait, and I will just grab a shulker out of this one. And that materials list should, in theory, disappear. Yeah, it did. It thinks I'm done. I've got far more of everything than it thinks I need. It's fine by me. We can go and finish up. So, being as it is now top of the hour, I'm actually going to head on out, scarf some more coffee because obviously I need it. And we're just going to switch to the end screen, and while the credits are rolling, we will see if there's anybody out there to raid. And it just occurred to me I never did turn on music. My apologies. It's been a very quiet stream for you guys. Because when I got quiet, there was nothing to lean on. All right, so just want to say thanks a million to the people who were able to be here today. Thanks for dropping in Tis for Truth. Glad to see you. And thank you to Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Thank you to PP Zerk, possibly Zerk hanging out in the background. Thank you, as always, Benson. And you and I need to touch base. I've got a thought. Otherwise, we are done for the day. So let's see if we can find somebody interesting to raid. It is Thursday, so we've got Lego with the local brick shop, Bruva, or Bruno. I was just about to ask you if you had somebody that you were interested in seeing, so let's head on over towards Bruno today. Give him our best. If you have access, feel free to use the hype emote. I'm still working on another month or so of streams before I can actually get to getting everybody access to that hype emote as a follow item. So yeah, exactly. So if you have it, go ahead and use it. Give Bruno our best. and have yourselves a great weekend if I don't see you around. Bye-bye for now.
Mislift managed.
Transfer complete.